Hey everyone, how are we today? Just doing a quick all signs check-in, your weekly check-in, see what's going on, what do you need to know about this week. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate each and every one of you that are subscribed, as well as all those awesome comments and whatnot as well. So keep them coming. I love it. And especially if you want to leave a comment, let me know if there's a specific topic you would like me to do a reading on. Okay, sometimes it's hard to come up with ideas sometimes, guys. So if you let me know what you want to see, I'll be more than happy to take that on board. Okay, today we are using the Crazy Sexy Love Notes Affirmation Oracle, as well as the Jelly Bean Lenormand. Okay, so as always, timestamps in the description box, as well as all my other info if you wanted to reach out for a personal, anything like that. It's all there, guys. But we're starting off today with Aries. Okay, starting off with affirmations. Aries, weekly check-in energy for Aries. What does Aries need to know this week? Aries, offer your love, Aries. Okay, so, is there someone in your life that you need to offer love or kindness or sweetness to in some kind of way? It doesn't need to be a huge gesture. It's even just the small things sometimes are the most significant. Let this person know that you're thinking of them and that you care about them. When we offer our love generously, that caring energy comes back to us tenfold while lifting us up in the process. Reach out and offer your love today. Okay, and as you even see in this card, it may not even be a person that you're offering your love and kindness to. It could definitely be just that, offering the world love at this time, Aries. Okay, Aries, what does Aries need to know right now? What is going on this week for Aries, please? Whoa. We did just have one flying on out there, Aries. Okay, and straight away my OCD is noticing the deck is upside down in certain cards. Yay. The one that flew on out here, we have the dog. Okay, so I feel like that's an extension of that offer your love energy, because this is loyalty, it's support, it's understanding and compassion. So it's, especially with the reading we did just yesterday with that alternative perspectives on situations. So, maybe there is someone in your life that you need to offer your love to, and let them know that you understand, that you're compassionate towards their side of things, their perspective on things, their opinions and points of views or whatever, that you understand that, and you are someone that is, loyal to them. They can depend on you for support and companionship, friendship in a lot of cases there. Offer your love, offer your loyalty, offer your support at this time, Aries. Especially here too, I feel like this is, delving into that just a little bit deeper. Once again, we have the ship and the tower coming through here, Aries. Was it you that the tower came through in a very strong way in that reading yesterday, Aries? Talking about, needing to demolish foundations and restructure things and, build from scratch kind of energy. That was followed by the feminine as well, Aries. So I dare say for a lot of you, this is a feminine that we're needing to offer our love and support to at this time. That is a very matriarchal energy. So it could be, a mother figure, whether they have children or not. Sometimes we do see people, even masculine, can embody that motherly kind of presence. It's a very, being in touch with your own feelings kind of energy and nurturing those feelings, especially when you're offering love this week, Aries. It's definitely an energy that is going to be supportive to you in that sense of nurturing your emotional self and leaving space in yourself for emotions, rather than feeling as though you need to isolate yourself away from emotion. Or especially with the ship and the tower here. So we do see, the adventure is just beginning for you here, Aries. For some of you, you may need to travel towards this person. I do feel as though this is referencing a person. For a lot of you, we do see the tower here, which means that this person is probably, quite tall. They may be very, like, it's not, this tower sometimes does talk about isolation, but it's not coming through as isolation at this time. It's coming through more like fortitude. The tower is someone who's very strong and structured and regimented kind of energy. So, it could be somebody older than you or from your past as well. We see you kind of needing to move towards this person. A lot of you may even be traveling towards this person this week, even if it's only a short distance. There may be, the need to travel towards this tower, who seems to be this person, this formidable structure, okay, in some kind of a way. I do feel for a lot of you that they are, like probably a taller person. There's just something about this person that's very formidable. Very, like they may be boss energy in a way. Like it's very traditional kind of energy in that sense. Very regimented. It can be like governmental type energy. So, there's some sort of structure there, authority with this person. Okay. I'm also picking up, this is also the card of librarians and libraries. I'm not necessarily picking up a librarian or library, but it's more bookish type energy. Okay, something to do with books coming through. Like you can kind of picture someone sitting there just, up in the tallest tower, reading their book. A little bit Rapunzel, let down your hair kind of energy. Maybe that's why you're coming in to offer your support to this person, going, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Let me in. You don't need to be a defense tower. You don't need to be up there all alone. Here's Aries coming to support you and nurture your emotions. Okay, Aries. So this week it does appear to be a week where, you may be putting others, more ahead of yourself, to be honest, this week, because we do see that offer your love energy coming through there. Okay, you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Taurus. Just give me a second to sort these cards, and I do not know why half the deck is upside down. Actually, that's a lie. Yes, I do. This is the deck I most recently took on a pub reading. Okay, and as you can imagine, doing pub readings, things get crazy. So, but that's what we had there. So like I said, moving on to Taurus. Okay, Taurus. What does Taurus need to know right now? Weekly check-in messages for Taurus, please. Nourish yourself. Make sure you're eating healthily this week, Taurus. But it's also asking you, the way that you're eating. Are you eating more to kind of just eat, or is there some sort of overeating issues coming through? I know it's, Christmas season, holiday season still, so that's probably going to be the case for a lot of people anyway, Taurus, but especially Taurus, with you being such a food-based sign, it's just kind of asking you this week, are you indulging just a little bit too much in the wrong foods? You're needing to break certain food habits this week, okay? Choosing to eat more wholesome foods, vegetables, juices, those sorts of things. It's just something coming through there. I also do feel, for a lot of you, Taurus, being an earth sign as well, this nourish yourself. It doesn't talk about the food that you're eating. It's talking about the environment that you're surrounding yourself by as well. So there may be the need to add more greenery to your environment as well, Taurus. Especially, I'm getting like, starting like an actual food garden in your spaces and things like that. Those sorts of things that are nourishing your body as well as your spirit. Okay, that's just coming through there as well. Taurus, checking in on Taurus. What does Taurus need to know this week? Messages for Taurus, please. Interesting message here, Taurus. I really need to stop saying that word interesting. Not going to lie, I do use that a lot. But we have the heart and the child coming through first. Okay, so this is kind of, once again, nourishing yourself, loving yourself, giving yourself some love, especially that inner child that, is trying to sort of, be free and happy and, have adventure and just enjoy life and have an opportunity to grow in a very healthy, maturing kind of a way. It's kind of talking about loving your inner child a little bit this week, loving the sense of adventure and playfulness as well. So nourishing your body not only by out in the greenery, but playful energy as well. That loving the wild adventure of life is coming through here a little bit as well. It's kind of telling me here, the more that you love the sweeter sides of yourself, the innocent sides of yourself, the adventurous, playful, fun sides of yourself, the rest will follow. Okay, we have the fish there as well, Taurus. And the fish does refer to, abundance and, finances. So it's kind of saying that the more that you embrace your inner child and let that inner child out to play, the rest will follow. That will lead your soul to be nourished and feel fulfilled on a soul level, and then reality will catch up to that. The finances and the material wealth and all those sorts of things, you will realize that there is already an abundance in your life of those things, and it's kind of this energy of, I'm getting that message about, Jesus that fed the fish or whatever, whatever that reference is there, about like once you start to realize that you've got a couple of fish, all of a sudden you realize that you've got the potential for, an endless supply of fish, that you've got exactly what you need when you need it. And then everything else will follow. It just keeps coming through with everything else will follow, especially on the material level. But it's about, nourishing your inner child, nourishing your body, your soul, your mind, and everything else will follow suit for you, Taurus. Okay, so that's what we're seeing for you today. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe, and we will move on over to our Geminis. Okay. Gemini, weekly check-in for you. What does Gemini need to know this week, please? What's going on for Gemini? Oh, wishes fulfilled. I'm getting here for a lot of you, Gemini, that it even says on the back of the card, your wishes have been germinating. They're planted in the soil of the universe, and fulfillment is here or just around the corner. All right, but you need to kind of trust, and you need to make that wish. Like you see the little the dandelion, we call them wish flowers, or I have ever since I was a child called them wish flowers. Okay, where you blow them and you make a wish, and those seeds have been let out into the universe. The seeds have been planted, and your wishes just going to take some time to allow them to actually come into fruition and grow into what you want them to be. But you need to make sure that you're putting them out there into the universe, Gemini. Have confidence and have faith that they will come through for you. I'm just picking up that for some of you, some of these things, they're just taking a little bit longer than you maybe have liked. So this week it's just reminding you to have faith that your wishes will come true. The universe has heard your call. Gemini, what's going on for Gemini this week? Weekly check-in messages for Gemini. Yeah, so you're just feeling a little bit emotional this week as well, especially about things that haven't happened the way that you wanted them to or as fast as you wanted them to, those wishes that have not yet been fulfilled. So that's why it's trying to remind you that they're coming. Chill out a little bit, Gemini. You just need to sit back and just trust and relax and just know that these things are on their way. Okay, we see the moon followed by the snake. Okay, so the moon does let us know that you are just being a little bit, it's just one of those weeks for you, I think, Gemini, where the emotions are just at the top of our self at this time, just feeling a little bit emotionally fragile, easily triggered, those sorts of things. Okay, but trust your intuition, because your intuition is trying to tell you that don't worry, Gemini, don't worry so much about this. Surrender to the universe and it will all be okay. But with the snake here, there is this this hesitancy coming from you, where you are. It's not that you don't believe that these things are coming. It's that you're creating an illusion that maybe I'm not putting enough passion into it. Maybe I'm not trying hard enough. Maybe I need to do more, which I feel like the universe just wants to say, sit back down, Gemini. Stop deceiving yourself into thinking that there's anything that you can even do at this point. All you can do at this point is sit back and wait. Okay, and have faith and confidence and know that these things are on their way. Okay, but it's kind of like you're trying to deceive yourself into going, oh, well, maybe I should try another way. Maybe I should try to get this a different way, and trying to snake your way around into, but I feel like the more that you're doing, trying to get the wishes to come true for yourself this week, the more that you're actually going to hold them off. Okay, because what's really needed for you right now is to just sit back and trust that your intuition is going to bring you to these things divine timing is coming through a little bit there as well. We do see the Tower coming through here with those cards. So it feels as though, it's time to, once again, sit back down and relax. And, with the Tower here, it does talk about that fortitude to just maybe isolate yourself a little bit, not from the whole world, but just, isolate those wishes and make sure that you know exactly what it is that you're wishing for, and isolate, things that are going to show you that you're on the right track. But there does seem to be some sort of structure. Once again, divine timing is coming through here as the universal structure that is necessary for these wishes to occur. All right, so there's some things going on behind the scenes, so to speak, that you do need to just sort of wait for, things to fall into place how they're supposed to. And you've as long as you're laying a strong foundation of, this is what I'm wishing for, this is what I want, this is the wish, this is the goal, sit back down, it will be there. Okay, it will be there. It's just, you can't rush these things, you can't attack this from too many different fronts. Okay, so stop trying to do so much, Gemini. You're actually delaying things even more by trying to come at it from so many different ways. All right. Pardon me. So that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel. We will move over to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. Cancer, what's going on for Cancer this week? Weekly check-in messages for Cancer. Checking in on Cancer. Weekly messages for Cancer, please. I saw this when I was shuffling, and then it's the one that comes out, of course. Believe. See the beautiful unicorn there, blue unicorn. What? Believe it, and it shall be, Cancer. There's magic all around you. Open up to the wonders of the universe. Notice the synchronicities. Follow your feelings and believe with your whole heart. Successfully manifesting our dreams when our feelings are in line with our plans. From the union of our feelings and our plans, the right ideas take shape, the best relationships blossom, and the stuff that's meant to be falls into place, and everything becomes possible if only you believe. Okay, so the first step is believing it to be true so that it can be, Cancer. Let's have a look here for you, Cancer. Weekly messages for Cancer, please. What does Cancer need to know right now? Woo. Trust. Firstly, we have the clover. Okay, Cancer. So we see the clover coming through as a sign of good luck, first and foremost. So, if you believe, it shall be, because isn't that the whole thing with a clover? Like, if you believe that finding a 4-leaf clover brings you good luck, so it shall be. Okay. The clover does ask you to take a bit of a chance, take a bit of a risk, jump in the deep end and invest in yourself. We see the fox coming through here. The fox tells us, to be independent, to do what we need to do for ourselves, not to worry about everything else and all the, I feel like for a lot of you here, it's kind of like you're investing in doing what you need to do in the sense of knowing that if I believe it, it will be, and that's what I need to do. All I need to do is believe, and then it will be. It's coming through in an interesting kind of a way, because the fox is usually very kind of regimented energy in the sense that it is very independent. So there's a lot of believing in yourself and investing in yourself, and taking a chance to trust yourself, to trust the universe here, to believe in yourself, to believe that you can do what you need to do for you without having to worry about what everyone else is doing. But it's also a shapeshifter energy, okay, that I can fit into whatever box I need to fit into. I can, whatever mask I need to wear, I can put that on for that situation so that I can have what I need to have. It's a very I'm not going to sell myself short kind of energy. Very independent energy. And it is coming through with the moon here as well, Cancer, which is your card as well. So there's a lot of strength in you at the moment, and your, belief in your own self, and knowing that you are intelligent, you are worthy of having these things, that you are capable of, surviving, especially when it comes to your intuition guidance. That your intuition is that's why you're believing, and you're jumping in the deep end and investing in yourself so strongly this week, because your intuition is guiding you in the right direction here. Your emotions and feelings and trusting those are guiding you in the right direction. That's pretty much exactly what that card said here, that we successfully manifest our dreams when our feelings are in alignment with our plans. So, we see you taking a chance to have your plans. You have your plans here with the fox. Very clever plans. You know that you're going to do whatever you need to do to succeed for you. And then here's the feelings coming in with combination of that, so that we know that we can manifest that, and we're trusting and believing in ourselves that we are going to manifest our dreams, and so it shall be. Okay, Cancer. So that's what we're seeing for you today. Trust yourself this week, okay? Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, And we will move on over to our Leos. Okay, Leo, weekly check-in messages for Leo, please. What does Leo need to know right now? Gossip dims your glow. Very interesting energy. So this is asking you to avoid bonding with others over complaints and feeling superior to somebody else, or, you know, gossiping or bitching about anybody. Raising your, being aware to raise your vibration this week by engaging in positive communication. So, not talking badly about anyone, not talking badly to anyone, celebrating what actually does work and the people that are awesome around you and in your life. And the more that you do this, the more radiant you become within your own self. So we're really trying to focus on, being uplifting and positive, especially towards others this week. Okay, so it's not necessarily that you are gossiping or showing that sort of energy. It's kind of it's more about raising others up and really focusing this week on, rather than allowing yourself to be brought down, especially because I do just feel for a lot of you here, Leo, there may come a time this week where somebody else starts gossiping or bitching, whinging about life, and the temptation to just roll with that conversation and engage in that conversation is there. Humans are not perfect. Of course, a lot of us do engage in those sorts of behaviors. But you're being asked this week to, really catch yourself, and instead of engaging in those sorts of conversations and talking about others like that, to really try to focus on uplifting the conversation, and every time someone says a negative, you say a positive. Okay, you're not even doing it for them or the others involved. You're doing it for yourself. Okay, because and it's also feeling very relevant here, Leo, that the way that person is talking about somebody else, think about, is that how you would want that person to talk about you behind your back? Okay, you have the ability to interrupt that pattern this week, Leo. Clarify Leo's messages this week, please. Checking in on Leo. What does Leo need to know this week? And I do feel for a lot of you, like even right as I drew that card, I feel like for a lot of you, it may actually be something to do with, a partner or somebody very, very close to you. And, you're kind of like, am I supporting them by just engaging in the conversation when they're, because I'm actually getting the example here of somebody like your partner, for example, whining about their parent that so and so did this over the holidays and that upset me, and of course that's your partner. You want to engage with them and support them and be like, oh yeah, I know that really upset you, I can't believe they said that, da da da. But you're actually being asked this week to, instead of engaging with that and just to be supportive, to kind of go, yeah, well, how good is it that at least you saw that and at least they said that now, so that you don't have to, get in too deep with them on that situation, and you know how they truly feel, and at least you got the opportunity to sort of go, well, that's it, drop it, let's go. And, we moved on from that situation and focusing on the positives of what that brought around, rather than focusing on the actual negatives there. Because we do see the ring and the lily coming through for you here. So this really does show us that this is kind of, are you going to support these patterns long term? Because it's kind of like, if you're engaging in that this week, Leo, you're actually telling someone that this is the pattern that we're going to set for the long term, that's going to become the basis of our relationship, that we bitch and whinge, that we, talk negative about others. Whereas, I feel like for you, Leo, that's not what you really actually want here. You would actually want to be uplifting and positive, and set uplifting positive energy as the pattern for the long term of this relationship. You don't want to, especially to that card, it even says avoid bonding over complaints. All right. So we do see a bonding that can take place here. So making sure we're bonding over positive affirmation rather than negative complaints. All right. And gossiping and bitching and kind of energy this week, because whatever you're, setting as the pattern, that's going to become a pattern this week. And it's going to be something that you and this person, that becomes your regular pattern of, engaging. And you don't want that at all, Leo. Especially here with the snake coming through as well, because it's just showing us that if that becomes the pattern, that's a betrayal to who you really are. And that's a betrayal to, the full potential of what this pattern, this relationship actually could be. That this relationship has the possibility to be much more positive influence on you and this other person than what this negative pattern would allow it to be. You kind of, deceiving yourself that it won't become a pattern if you're bonding over this now. It's creating an illusion that that's okay, and it's setting a precedent that would be okay for the long term of this connection to stay that way and continue to, bitch and whinge and complain, and then that's all you ever hear. And you don't want that. You want this to be passion and fire and fun and focusing on all the positive energy that the snake can bring, with so much passion behind that snake energy there. You don't want to, bow to temptation and whine, complain about things and then allow that to, become the pattern of bonding in this relationship. Okay, Leo, so that's what we have for you today. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move over to Virgo. Okay, Virgo messages. What does Virgo need to know this week? Checking in on our Virgos. What does Virgo need to know right now? Accept compliments, Virgo. Okay, so say thank you instead of shrugging it off or playing it down and rejecting the gift. Okay, you're denying not just yourself of the compliment, but you're denying the person that's giving it the opportunity to, share with you. That, think about how if you say to somebody, Virgo, oh wow, you look really nice today. That's a moment of appreciation and gratitude for that person. That's, you're sharing love with that person by offering them a compliment. If you don't accept a compliment graciously, you're not allowing that person to share that moment with you. Okay, Virgo? So soak it in. Just don't allow your self-worth and whatnot to say, oh, it's okay. No, it's just any old thing, Thank you. You're worthy of praise, Virgo. Compliment yourself this week as well, Virgo. Accept the gift. Accept the compliment. No need to minimize it. All right. Virgo, what does Virgo need to know this week, please? What's going on for our Virgos this week? It's definitely all about you, Virgo. Pardon me. Firstly, we see the heart coming through. So like I said, it's an expression of love, of gratitude, of you know, togetherness and honesty between people. Wanting to give you a compliment it's an offer of love. All right. We do see the fox coming through as well. So, you know, in the past you've done what you've need to do. You know, you've done, oh, shrug it off because that's how I survived the situation and moving right along kind of thing. But this week it's actually asking you to, you know, be clever about it. That it's actually a rejection to the other person if you're not accepting a compliment, because it's an expression of love. So we see the letter there as well. So, you know, even if you feel awkward about it, Virgo, understanding that it's just an expression of love, and even if you struggle to say thank you, I appreciate that, say, oh, you know, say something, express something just as nice to them in return. Someone says to you, Virgo, you look lovely today. Thank you, so do you. It's as simple as that, Virgo. It's a very simple message for you this week, Virgo, but it's all about becoming a little bit more comfortable with expressing and receiving love. Okay, and it's even in the smallest little gestures, you know, and having gratitude that, oh wow, so and so noticed that I wore my favorite color and that it looks really good on me, and you know, oh, that makes me really happy. And so I do feel as though for a lot of you there is this, you know, love yourself with expressing love to yourself this week as well. That it's not being selfish to accept all these compliments and say, oh, everyone said I looked really pretty today. Express that to yourself. I look pretty today. Full stop. Full stop. Um, Look at me. I look so pretty today. Everybody said so. Get your narcissist on today, Virgo. Not gonna lie. It's just something. I just feel like for a lot of you, there's just something this week where it's kind of just like, you know, accepting the expressions of love and gratitude that you're being given this week, because then it starts to allow you to express it to yourself as well. So it's kind of like the subconscious working on our self-worth stuff coming through for you this week. So some of you may want to do like affirmations in the mirror and things like that. And, you know, something about mermaids too may be significant to you this week as well, Virgo. For some reason that's coming through there as well. Like there might be something there about looking like a mermaid or sounding like the song singing or something like that. Make sure you accept that compliment this week, Virgo. That's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Libra. Okay, Libra, checking in on Libra. What does Libra need to know this week? What's going on for Libra this week? You are loved. You just needed to be reminded, Libra. Okay, you're enough just as you are. You do not need to be anything other than yourself. In fact, you're actually the best at being you. Nobody else could do it. And you are loved exactly the way you are. All right. Do not abandon yourself. Tap into the giant well of love inside yourself and share a little bit of that with yourself. The universe just wants you to know that you are loved and you are perfect just the way you are, regardless of what that little voice in the back of your head is trying to tell you, Libra. Okay, Libra, what does Libra need to know this week? Messages for Libra, please. Bringing that love to your heart. Okay, we have you know, a very supportive, loving message for you here. We have the moon followed by the heart and then the ship. Okay, so the moon does talk about, you know, the intuitive side of yourself, you know, trusting the universe, trusting the love, trusting the unconditional love. There's a lot of love around you that your intuition is trying to show you. So start trusting the love a little bit more. Trust your intuition is, you know, it's trying to show you that there is love around you. You may be a little bit emotionally sensitive this week, Libra, with that moon card there. And maybe that's why you just need this reassurance this week, because, you know, the emotions of love are something that are quite strong in your energy this week. So it's just kind of wanting you to know that, you know, just trust and know that you are loved, and everything else will fall into place around that. Okay, especially with that ship here, that it's you know, loving adventures, love of travel for some of you here as well, that you may actually be really needing to show yourself some love through travel. Okay, if that's possible for you, of course. But it could even just be, you know, small travel, you know, doing something out of the ordinary, going somewhere that you haven't been before, traveling to, you know, it could only be an hour away where I've just never been here before. I'm gonna do that because, do you know what? I love exploring. I love the adventure. I'm doing it for the plot this week, doing it just to, you know, go there and sit with myself and look around at the universe and look at how amazing the world is, and you know, forget about all the bad stuff for a minute and just enjoy, you know, my love for the world, myself, nature, whatever that is for you. You may be traveling to a loved one this week as well. That could be the expression of love coming through there. You know, that you're just protecting your heart and moving towards, you know, calmer waters, loving waters for yourself. Part of your adventure at the moment is knowing that you are loved. Okay, Libra, what a sweet message for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel and we will look over at Scorpio. Scorpio, what is going on for Scorpio this week? Weekly check-in on our Scorpios, please. What does Scorpio need to know right now? Scorpio. Something bigger is on the way, Scorpio. Okay, so I feel like for a lot of you, you feel like you kind of hear it on this mountain peak, looking off into the distance, going, what else is going to happen? What else is this going to bring? It's interesting because some of you, it feels like you're on the peak of something brand new, but it's a lot bigger than you expect it to be. Like, you've put in a lot of hard work, Scorpio. I know, Scorpio, last year, a lot of you went through a lot last year, and, you know, you overcame a lot last year. And it's kind of like you're right on the precipice, right on the brink of a brand new world for yourself here, that something bigger is on the way. That stop pigeonholing yourself a little bit here. Stop glass ceiling yourself, Scorpio, that you keep trying to tell yourself, you know, I'm picking up this struggle where you're telling yourself, you know, I intuitively feel like I'm on the brink of something bigger, something better, but surely that's not right. You know, you're kind of fighting it a little bit here, and telling yourself, oh no, that's too lofty of a dream. That's too high to aim for. And you keep trying to tell yourself, I need to bring myself back down to earth a little bit. But no, it's bigger. Something bigger is on the way. Whatever you're imagining for yourself coming through, whatever you're hoping for coming through, something even bigger than that is on its way. Okay, you're dreaming too small, basically. While you were, then as I look at the back of the card, you may discover that you were dreaming too small, or what seemed like an obstacle is actually pointing you in a better direction. The universe has your back. Okay, so that phrasing, you're dreaming too small. So whatever you're envisioning for yourself, stop limiting the vision, because It's actually much, much bigger than that. All right, bigger and better. Scorpio, what's on the horizon here for Scorpio? Weekly messages for Scorpio, please. What does Scorpio need to know this week, please? Firstly, we see the mountain and the moon coming through. So, yes, there's that precipice. There's that obstacles that you have overcome, okay? So you have gone through a lot of those. There has been some delays along the way, some unexpected obstacles or blockages along the way. But, you've put in the work, especially emotionally, okay? You've put in the work with your emotional self to overcome all these things that you have already overcome, that you're now on the precipice. You're at the very peak of this mountain where you can now start realizing that you're about to start walking down. You're no longer struggling the whole way up that hill. You're actually at the top, and you have put in the work. Once again, especially emotional work. A lot of you have put in a lot of emotional work in the last 6 to 8 months. It's maybe even a little bit longer than that for some of you there. But your intuition is not wrong. Trust your intuition, Scorpio. Your intuition is very strong. It has been trying to tell you that, the climb is over. You don't need to work so hard for it all anymore. You just need to start trusting that you can find your way from here, that the next things, even if the next things do include obstacles, that, do you know what, I've already climbed all these giant mountains. The next one's no struggle at all. I know how to climb now, and I know that it's worth the climb. And on the way back down, it opens me up to things that, I never could have dreamt of before. You're stabilizing, okay? We have the anchor. So you're definitely shifting into a much more stable, dependable state within your emotions, especially. You can trust your intuition to know that you're no longer stuck. Anything where you have been feeling stuck, or it's kind of not even that anywhere you feel stuck. It's like, it's kind of to let you know that stuck is a feeling that we get when it's kind of like safety. Sometimes we feel stuck because we've been so used to having to climb and climb and climb and climb. So that as soon as we're allowed to stop and we don't have to climb anymore, all of a sudden we start going, oh, I feel stuck because I'm not doing anything. I'm not climbing anymore. It's not a struggle anymore. Does that mean that I'm stuck? Not at all, Scorpio. So wherever you're feeling stuck, it's actually kind of to let you know that, no, it's not stuck. It's stable. It's steady. It's dependable. That's the dependable energy now. You can depend on that staying as is, and the only way from here is up, kind of thing. That you're moving towards bigger and better now. That you like an anchor, that you have had to put this anchor down throughout storms that you've been through in the last 6 to 8 months. You've survived all those. You've survived those storms. So that anchor, it's not holding you in place. It's there for when you need to put it down when you're feeling unsteady. And you now know that I can do that, and I can get through that. And I now have this tool to hold me in place through any adversity, through any blockages, to know that I can rely on that and rely on myself to get through anything that I have to face from here, because nothing is going to be as bad as those mountains I've already climbed. Okay, so this year's going to be a good year for you, Scorpio. It's the only way is up, okay? It keeps coming through that stop thinking so small. You're thinking way too small. Everything is going to be bigger and better than expected. And I do feel as though you come back in a couple of months, Scorpio, and you'll be well on your way to going, oh, wow, so much has changed, and it is better. It is bigger and better than I ever thought it was going to be. It's actually, amazing. It's going to be a good year for you, Scorpio. I feel like it's going to take a little bit of time to settle into the year. I have been talking with my Scorpio friend actually about the Chinese New Year. So I believe that's like mid-February, start of February. From then on out, that's when that's when, you know, things really start taking off for you, I think, Scorpio. So time shall tell, yeah. The first month or so is just settling period, that stable energy of you might feel like you're stuck, but you're actually not. Okay, so just keep that in mind, Scorpio. But that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Checking in on Sagittarius. What does Sagittarius need to know right now? What is going on for our Sagittarius, please? Be a natural beauty, Sagittarius. So some of you, this is actually talking about, I'm getting something about actual wearing nature. So like wearing flowers in your hair, wearing natural fibers, be a natural beauty. So there's something about actual nature there. So this is like, and it also talks about, you know, like personal care products and your consciousness and commitment to loving yourself. Okay, so selecting healthier options for your body, whether that be what you're ingesting in your body, what you're putting on your body. Okay, looking and feeling great. You're worth the effort. Be a natural beauty. Being a little bit more comfortable in your own skin. Okay, Sagittarius. I am just picking up something about the toxin energy there. And like I said, putting things on your body seems to be very important with what you're doing this week, Sagittarius. There's a toxin that you're putting on your body that you need to change that product. I feel like it's deodorant or perfume of some sort. Okay, so maybe check your products that you're using on your body, because you know, obviously it could be like body wash or shampoo or something along those lines, but for some reason I'm picking up like the deodorant, the underarm kind of perfumey stuff. So maybe check those products, and you may need to just change them. It's just not suiting you and your energy, to be honest. It's not necessarily a toxin, it's a toxin for you. All right, does that make sense? That it's just like a clash. For some of you, it's just a clashing scent. Like there's a scent that you're wearing that is clashing with your natural scent, and it is. I'm getting the word cloying, but I don't use that word. But it's very like a thick. It's creating a thick smell, a scent that is not you. It's just not blending well with you. Okay, so. And for some of you, that maybe is why I'm getting the word cloying, because something is blocking pores as well. So have a think about what that could be in your particular situation there, and maybe have a look into that, Sagittarius. Natural products seem to be the go for you, but it's more to do with this. For a lot of you, it's just being comfortable in the skin you're in, okay? Sagittarius, what does Sagittarius need to know right now? Weekly check-in for our Sagittarius, please. And it's asking me to tell you here about, I actually recently have started wearing a perfume myself that I hadn't worn before. And it is actually, you know, I'm having the opposite to what's coming through for you. That this particular scent, it seems to, like, I don't know whether it's placebo effect or what, but every time I wear that scent, like, things go really smoothly, and you know, my interactions with other people are just so much smoother, and my soul feels so much more settled every time I am wearing that scent. So maybe it's something along those lines, just something that, you know, the scent that you're wearing, the deodorant, you know, it's just clashing with your energy in some way. Okay. There might just be another scent that you need to wear that's like a million times better for you and your energy. So random, okay? Sometimes we get these random things come through. Okay, Sagittarius. Firstly, we're seeing the coffin for you. So you have been undertaking some sort of transformation with the way that you're thinking. Okay, we have the clouds coming through there as well. So it's like putting an end to a certain way of thinking. And so for a lot of you, I feel like this has got to do with that comfortable in the skin you're in kind of thinking. That there's something where you're putting an end to the negative self-talk of telling yourself that I'm not comfortable with XYZ about myself, and you're kind of transitioning the way that you're thinking about that, because with the clouds there, it's like you've overthought it so much in the past here. You're putting an end to that overthinking, and you're kind of just going, well, F it, moving on. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like it's not really telling me exactly what it must be very different for each and every one of you, but it's a specific thought that you've been having, and it feels like it's to do with comfortable in your own skin. And in the past it's made you anxious, and it's because you've really overthought it. And it's like, for those of you that wear makeup and things like that, you maybe have been trying to overcorrect this perceived flaw about yourself, and there's just something transformation occurring where you're realizing that you've overthought it so much that you've actually gone the opposite direction, that you've tried to cover that up so much that you've actually made it stand out. And so that the minute that you go, oh, F it, I'm not even going to try to do that anymore, I'm not going to cover that up anymore, I'm just going to be comfortable in that. If other people see that as a flaw, well, so be it, whatever. The moment that you make that mental switch, it's not an issue anymore. Okay, you're kind of, the more that you've tried to hide this thing, the more that it's exacerbated it and made it look obvious or whatever. So it's just something along those lines. It's not really wanting to go into more detail there. But we do see the Tower coming through as well for you there, Sagittarius. So I do feel as though it's just talking about your confidence, and especially the structure that you hold yourself, the foundation within your own self, finding a stronger way of thinking about, well, this is who I am. I'm going to stand tall and confident in who I am. Okay. And that I'm, for someone here, it's like, this is just traditional. Like, it's not a flaw. It's just part of my heritage. It's part of my tradition. All my family has this thing. All my family has a big nose, or, whatever it is. It's just something along those lines. Very tall, structured energy. It's very regimented energy, very structured energy. But you're moving, instead of overthinking it, and you're putting an end to that, and you're moving on from that, and you're like, well, no, that's it. I'm going to have a new beginning where I'm going to be confident about that. Okay. And I'm going to stand tall and go, yes, look at my beautiful big nose. Do you know what? My big nose might not be deemed as attractive in, Western society, where everyone seems to want the little tiny button noses. But do you know what? In certain cultures, especially, like, look at neoclassical art and the old Greek artworks and things like that. Big noses, prominent noses, they love it. So something like that. Finding the confidence to stand tall and proud of those features. I do feel as though this is like a very physical based thing, something to do with your natural beauty. Okay, for some of you it may even be your nose, because that's what that's the I'm getting the nose, I'm getting deodorant and perfume coming through, those sorts of things. I'm also getting things like beauty marks coming through as well. So like there's seems to be somebody who's like covering up a beauty mark, and as soon as you like stop covering it up, you get really, like, you start getting compliments about, oh, look, that's such a perfect beauty mark, I love it, and you realize that what you perceived as a flaw, others perceive as beauty. Okay? So, because, beauty is in the imperfections a lot of the time, Sagittarius. So, something in there for you this week in regard to that. Okay, so that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on to Capricorn. Capricorn, what is going on for our Capricorns this week? Checking in on Capricorn. What does Capricorn need to know right now, please? Capricorn. Ooh, decide, Capricorn. I'm also hearing the phrase, birds of a feather flock together. Decide if what you're attracting is what you desire. That birds of a feather flock together. You attract what you put out. Do you even want to, decide if you even want that, because that's is or is not what you're putting out. Something about like, is that feather too different to your feathers? Like maybe at one point that feather was your feather, but maybe you've changed and your feathers are different now. Maybe they've changed and their feathers are different now. It's interesting. I'm getting that's coming through. I feel like I need to read the card to you anyway, though. It's time to make a decision. Being on the fence drains your energy. No matter what you choose, it will be the right thing for your path. Channel your energy. Be decisive. Learn, grow, decide. It's like decide who you want to be, Capricorn, and then allow that to show you what you wish to attract. Does that make sense? I feel like for a lot of you, this has got to do with people in your life. And, you may have been desiring certain people in your life or spending time with people in your life. And there's just a bit of a mismatch. That birds of a feather flock together kind of energy that, that people with the example that's coming through here, Capricorn, is, people, the example of, like attracts like, the birds of a feather flock together. That, for example, if you have a specific trauma that you've been through when you were young, you attract people that have been through very similar trauma. Is that what you wish to attract? So it's asking you actually to decide about yourself more so than anything that you're attracting. It's a decision about you yourself, Capricorn. Does that trauma, do you still wish to have that trauma be the thing that guides you to people? Do you still wish that to be the defining feature of the defining connection between yourself and others? Or is there something you decide within yourself that I want this to be the defining feature that attracts people to me? Like, I am getting that as the example here that, in the past being attracted to people that have been through very similar things to you. But a lot of you here, you're needing to decide, do I want to still have people coming towards me that are attracted to that and my past and just remind me of my past and whatnot, trigger my past, because I want to be positive. I want to be happy. I want to be, goal orientated. I want to move forward with my life. So I choose to decide to attract things that are goal orientated, that want to move forward, that want to, be better versions of themselves. Capricorn, Messages for Capricorn. What does Capricorn need to know right now, please? What does Capricorn need to know this week? Pretty much what I picked up on intuitively already. We have the bouquet followed by the garden. Okay, so the bouquet is about giving your time, your love, your energy to the things which you wish to receive. So if we're giving our time to something, if we're giving our love to something, our energy to something, do we actually, do I need to decide whether that's, if I'm giving to something that I actually want to receive from? Do I actually want to receive from that? What do I actually want to receive? If I want to receive positive energy, I need to give positive energy. Like attracts like. Giving time, love, energy to things that we wish to give time, love, energy to us. And positive, like I'm getting a strong message about, giving love, giving positivity shows the universe that we wish to receive love and receive positivity, especially when it comes to the people that we meet along the way. All right. The garden really does talk about meetings, meeting new people, dating. It can just be, work meetings and those sorts of things. So making sure that we're giving what we wish to receive from those sorts of things as well, that we're giving time and energy into projects that we wish to actually, receive extra funding for, or whatever that is in your situation. All right. We're giving networking, social networking. We're giving time, love, energy to the places that we wish to receive social networking energy from. Meetings, giving the positivity, giving the love to the meetings that we wish to have occur in our life. Meeting our own fate here as well. And with the cross comes a level of responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility, Capricorn. So the responsibility is that you need to decide to give the positivity, the love to the things that you want, not to the things that don't matter. Stop giving to the things that don't matter, because then you'll receive from the things that don't matter, that you don't want. You need to trust the universe has got a plan. Trust that God has got a plan here. Whatever you believe in, have faith that these are destined. What is destined will be met as long as you're meeting it. Does this make sense, Capricorn? If you decide to meet your destiny, it will be met. But you need to give it an opportunity. You need to give it love. You need to give it positivity. You need to give your all to the meetings that are destined, rather than the meetings that are karmic or hurtful to your higher self. That's as simple as I can put that, Capricorn. I hope that makes sense to you. But that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to know right now? Checking in on Aquarius. What do you need to know this week, Aquarius? Okay, we have slow down. Slow it down, okay? You're rushing into things just a little bit too much, and that's what's overwhelming you the most, is you are being impatient. Not going to argue. I myself am very impatient. A lot of you here too. It's kind of like you're like, oh, I can't wait until my birthday. For some reason, that's coming through here. I can't wait until my birthday. Oh, I can't wait until my birthday. But it's like, slow down and just enjoy not being older yet. Because it's like something overwhelming you here, that you're not in control of every little thing, and it's a little bit overwhelming, and but that's why you need to slow down. At the end of the day, you won't care about what you wanted to do for the day and all the millions of things that you wanted to do. You wish that you had loved more, lived more, and been at peace. So don't wait. Slow down now and enjoy the moment. For a lot of you, you may want to, quite literally slow down and meditate and just be in the moment, because you're going to miss out on things. It's just something about that. The more that you're rushing ahead into next week, next month, the more that you're missing out on right here, right now, and all the amazing moments that you're going to wish that you actually took the time to enjoy a little bit more. Does that make sense? There's just something happening this week for you that if you rush and you're too focused on getting to the next thing, you're actually not going to enjoy the first thing as much as what you really could. Because this thing that's happening this week, Aquarius, it's like this could actually be like a really long-serving positive memory. Okay, it may even just be something really small, and you don't even realize in the moment that this is something that's going to stick with you for a long time. So the more that you're in the current moment, rather than rushing off to the next thing, got to do this, got to do that, slow down and just smell the roses kind of thing, and that you're going to imprint that long-lasting memory in a much more positive way for yourself. I am picking up here, Aquarius, that there's a reason for a couple of you. There is a reason for a couple of you, and I don't generally like to sort of say this, but you're enjoying a moment with somebody this week, Aquarius, where this may be your last moment with this person. Okay? So you need to slow down and enjoy that so that it becomes a positive memory. All right? I do feel that for the ones of you where that's the case, you may actually already know that that's going to be the case. And you're kind of so stressed and overwhelmed and trying to rush ahead into, I've got to plan this, I've got to plan that. That, no, you just need to sit down and enjoy this moment with this person. Okay? Aquarius, what does Aquarius need to know right now? What does Aquarius need to know right now, please? I am picking up that that's kind of very specific for someone too, because Aquarius, I feel like you know that that's you, because it's like you're seeing somebody that they may be quite elderly, and it's kind of like, oh, this might be my last Christmas. That kind of energy coming through here when it comes to that person in that moment, that you're like, oh, this might be my last chance to get to visit this person, or for them to visit me, or something along those lines. You intuitively know that this may be the last opportunity to create this memory. So you damn well enjoy it when you've got it happening right then and there. Okay, Aquarius? What's going on for Aquarius this week? What does Aquarius need to know right now, please? Maybe a Scorpio for some of you. Firstly, we have the snake coming through, but rather than the traditional energy, it's kind of showing me this snake as like the shape of the snake, right? You can see that it's, that life doesn't stop. There's so many twists and curves and bends, and you never know what's around the next corner kind of thing. That, it's kind of telling me this is very Aquarius coded messages, right? That it's like, life is just an illusion. There's so many twists and curves and, gets out of control. But it's all just an illusion. All you can do is just, be passionate in each and every moment and love the moment that you've got instead of rushing around a bend to see what's around the corner. Very Aquarius coded message. That card does not normally come out that way, but it's like you're trying to see what's around the next corner. You're trying to find other ways around things, and you're not actually focusing on what you've already got, what's right here with you. We see the fox coming through as well. I feel like that's separate. These next two cards do seem to be separate, Aquarius. We have the fox followed by the key. I feel like this is more so to do with like career stuff for a lot of you, more like the material world kind of stuff, that you're taking care of business. You're doing what you need to do. This is separate, okay, to that previous message. This has got to do with like materialistic stuff, work, career, money, the physical world, the reality. Whereas this other stuff has got more to do with, making memories, the time spent with people, people around you rather than stuff around you. This is people and relationships and life, soul kind of energy. Whereas this is material energy, reality kind of energy. It's kind of work. It feels like work for a lot of you, in your kind of taking control. You're being very clever and saying what you need to say to make sure that you get the best opportunities for success here. That you're shifting and putting on a mask to suit the situation so that you get the opportunity. So for a lot of you, this might be like a job interview kind of thing where that I can put on this, I can put on a good facade so that I get the best opportunities here. I'm kind of getting like, it's telling me here that there's like a group of people, right? Like, for example, 5 people, a group of people, there's 5 people, 5 opportunities, right? But we don't know, we've got to match the people to the opportunity, right? But there's one opportunity that is actually the best one for you. It may not be the best opportunity, but it's the best one for you. And it leads you to the most success for you. It's the most potential for success opportunity for you. And you need to make sure that you're matched for that one rather than being given one of these other opportunities. You're wanting to make sure you get the right opportunity for you. You're looking out for yourself and you're making sure, I'm going to put on my professional face for that opportunity. So if there's 5 opportunities and each one is, okay, to be in a room of a different color. Okay, so we've got red, green, blue, yellow, purple. All right. Well, I think the best opportunity for me is the red opportunity. So I'm going to put on my mask that matches the red, and I'm going to show them, look, I'm red already. Let me into the red. That's my opportunity. I'm going to be the best at that because look at me, I'm already red. So you're doing what you need to do, saying what you need to say. You're being very clever about this, very intelligent about the opportunities that are on offer here. And you're making sure you get the best opportunities for you. Okay. So I don't know what that is about, Aquarius, but I hope that resonates for you. Okay. You're more than welcome. You kind of just being like, look, that's mine. That's already mine. Look at me. That suits me the best. That doesn't suit these people. Look at me. I'm the best for that. That's the opportunity you need to give to me. Okay. So I don't know why it's coming. It's coming through very strongly in that example as well, and it's not wanting me to change anything I've said there at all. So you're more than welcome to check your other placements. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. And we will move on over to our Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Weekly check-in messages for our Pisces. What does Pisces need to know this week, please? Messages for Pisces. You can't please everyone, Pisces. Look at you. You're this little zebra in the middle. Well, and do you know what's funny? Underneath that, it says, accept yourself. No matter how different you may look to the crowd, it doesn't matter that you stand out from the crowd. You can't please everyone. Just accept yourself the way you are. Okay? And that's exactly what this card is about. Okay? When you're focused on living up to other people's standards, you're not spending enough time raising your own standards. Okay? March to the beat of your own drum, Pisces. You have beautiful music inside you. Your flair is meant to be shared. Don't shrink in to fit in or get approval. Dump your need to please and just be your magnificent self. Okay, accept yourself exactly how you are. You're not here to please anyone else other than yourself. Okay, Pisces, so just keep on being you, because you are the best at that. In fact, no one else is as good as being you as you are. Pisces, weekly messages for Pisces, please. What does Pisces need to know right now? Trust. Have faith in yourself. Trust. The universe has got your back. There is a fated meeting coming through too. We have the heart and the garden here. There is a fated meeting. The love, like the heart card, is about love, right? But it's not necessarily romantic love. This is unconditional love. Having faith in yourself and having trust in an unconditional love of the universe for a lot of you here. Have faith that you are loved exactly how you are, that you can be happy and be loved, like love yourself just the way that you are. Enables you to meet your fate, a fated meeting this week, Pisces, and it's very connected to your heart space. So like I said, not just romantic love. For a lot of you, this feels more like unconditional love. Okay, so there's a meeting that takes place for you this week that for a lot of you, it's very loving, very spiritual. I do feel that for a lot of you, this is giving very like meeting a spirit guide, meeting a spiritual part of yourself, like that you're meeting with love. Like it's very spiritual energy here as well, very loving, very spiritual. It's kind of like it's actually showing me a meditation I did a long time ago now, but I always remember this because of the love. It made me cry so much because of the love that was present. It was a meditation that I did where it was like a guided meditation to visualize Mother Earth in that nurturing kind of loving earth energy. That's what this feels like. It's something along those lines where you maybe are meeting a loved one in your dreams, or it feels very spiritual. It doesn't feel like, for a lot of you, it may not be reality based. It may be, in the spiritual world, meeting a spirit guide, meeting a totem animal. I'm getting like meeting your own fate in some kind of way, meeting your own destiny of love. For some of you, there's a very fated meeting. For some of you, it may be with an actual person, and it's something random too. Like you're just sitting there and you just meet someone that it's like it changes your destiny just by meeting this person. You're the first one I'm going to actually clarify for here, Pisces. Can I get some extra information for Pisces this week, please? For some of you, it's someone from your past. We have the mice and the lily clarifying that. So for some of you, it's someone from your past. But for others of you, this is like a fated meeting that allows you to, you know, become a little bit more intimate with something that has stressed you out. For some of you, this is a meeting with a loved one that has passed, a loved one that has been lost to you in the real world. Okay, so you may be having a dream about somebody that has passed away. I'm picking up for some of you here, you may actually be, you know, speaking to, you know, like a psychic medium or something like that who connects you with a past loved one. But there's an emotional vulnerability that comes through with this, that it connects you to yourself emotionally, where there's just such a sensation of love and spirituality connected to this meeting. That this is going to be something that changes things for the long term for you, Pisces. So for some of you, if this is in a real world scenario where this is someone you meet in the real world, this may be somebody that you have not seen for a very, very long time, because the lily is a long-term energy. You may be being shown kindness from somebody from your past and long-term past. So like even like your childhood, those sorts of things. For some of you, it's like you're meeting a childhood friend and they're just showing you some kindness or some, you know, it's just this fated bumping into each other down the street kind of energy. But for most of you, this is spiritual energy rather than real world. This is like I keep getting the same phrasing of meeting a spirit guide, meeting a past loved one. Okay. Meeting God even, that kind of energy, where you're feeling just very, having a moment where you're very blessed and touched and feeling as though you just met God in a very positive, loving sense. Feeling God's love for you kind of thing. Whatever you believe in, you know, I use the word God interchangeably with, you know, the universe, spirit, whatever you want to use for that. But that's what it's kind of like. Okay, meeting a part of yourself even that you thought you had lost. You're becoming very, you know, emotionally vulnerable and open and honest with yourself, and you're like meeting a part of yourself that you thought that you had lost, but it's this like spiritual part of yourself, this loving part of yourself where, you know, it may even be like part of your inner child kind of thing. You're meeting that version of yourself kind of thing, and re-meeting a part of yourself in some kind of way. So it's actually like, and it kind of all comes off the back of going, do you know what? I don't even care what everyone else thinks. I'm just going to be me and trust in myself, accept myself the way that I am. And if they don't like it, is how it's kind of coming through. And then right off the back of that, that brings this moment in for you, Pisces. So that'll actually be like a really beautiful, divine, fated moment for you, Pisces. This is where you're supposed to be. It'll help you know that you're on the right path when it comes to loving yourself as well. All right, so that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all again soon.